You need to move. Move. Go sit there. Love you, buddy. So handsome! Hey beauties, it's Alex. Welcome back to my channel. Today's the start of my how-to series where I'm going to be doing like anything that's a how-to. I'm going to start out with job-related things. But if there's any how-tos you want me to do, if you have any suggestions, please let me know down in the comments what you would like to see. So in this video, I'm going to be doing the how to pick out the right job, and then I have another video coming up that I'm going to film after that's going to be how to prepare for a retail interview. I just can't. I need to get another cat for him, but I can't until I get my own apartment. I'm sorry, buddy. My ex is gone for the weekend, and she took the other cat, Loki, her cat, and now he's like all by himself, so he just wants to love up on me all the time, which is good and a bad thing. Oh, bud. He's just been very distracting. I can't like think properly. Anyway, okay. Alright, so like I said, this video is how to pick out the right job. So let's just jump right on into it. The first thing you want to consider is what amount of time do you want to work for this particular job that you're looking for? Are you looking for a full-time job, a part-time job, a temporary? You got to think about how many hours you're going to be putting towards that job. So if you don't have any job at all, you're obviously going to want to do a full-time job, ideally 40 hours a week. If you're someone who already has a full-time job, if you're working 40 hours a week, but you want to get a part-time job to make some extra money on the side, then okay, you got to think, okay, I'm looking for a part-time job. And you also got to think about, okay, what does part-time mean? Do you just mean one extra day a week you want to work, like an 8-hour shift on a weekend? Do you want to work nights right after work? Do you want to work some nights after work and then maybe one weekend day or whatever? Try to have some flexibility. Don't be like, I will only work on Sunday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Don't do that. But, you know, just kind of get an idea of what you can handle with your current 9-to-5 job and how you could, you know, make time for this other job that you want to do. So kind of get an idea of how many hours, what days of the week, what times of during that day of the week that are going to work for you. So really think that through, because that's something that the interviewer is going to ask you. And if you don't even know the answer to that, that's like a really bad start to the interview or part of the interview process, because you need to be able to tell them your availability. Also, knowing whether or not you want to do a full-time, part-time, or temporary job will help you pick out a job that you're looking for. So you're not going to apply to a full-time job when you can only do part-time. Now, when I say temporary, temporary is like it's Christmas time, you want to pop in and do some extra work. You know, especially if you're looking for a retail type of job, they need people for Black Friday and for after Christmas Day sales or Christmas sales or whatever. So you want to make sure that you're looking for the right thing that's going to work for you. Now, when you're going for this job, you want to make sure that it is improving your current situation. So let's say you don't have a job at all. Well, getting a job is really going to improve your current situation because you got to pay to live, unless you're lucky or you're deciding to live with your parents because they're letting you or whatever. But let's just say you just graduated from college, you're going out to get a new job, or you just graduated from high school and you're going out to get a new job and you're going to have to get your own apartment. What do? You're going to need at least a full-time job. I don't think part-time work could cover an apartment unless you live in a really cheap area, but if you just are going to be living on your own, you're going to want to get a around 40-hour a week job. So pretty much improving your current situation would mean being able to live. You need to have at least one job doing 40, or at least, it doesn't have to be one job, but you have to at least be working about 40 hours a week to be able to afford to live, to pay for your apartment, for your food, gas, electric, whatever the heck it may be. You need to make sure you have money to live. Now, if you already have a 9-to-5 job, but you're looking to get an extra job, whether it be part-time or temporary, you're trying to get some extra money in. So that extra money can help pay for the rent. Maybe your rent went up, or maybe you wanted to live in a nicer place, but you can't afford it. You realize, and so you need some extra money just to help with like some extra payments and whatnot. Or like me, I'm like, oh my god, I have all these medical bills that I didn't have before, so it'd be really nice to get some extra money coming in to pay for that stuff. Also for me, I'm a YouTuber. I have 3 YouTube channels and another one in the works. And one of my channels is a beauty channel, which, oh my gosh, to be able to keep up with every new product that's coming out is impossible. But you at least want to have a new product here, a new product there. You want to be able to do hauls. You want to be able to afford camera equipment. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into being a YouTuber. So you may want to save up some money for that so you can spend it. So that will help your current situation as far as growing your YouTube channel. You want to be able to afford to be able to grow it, and that also includes giveaways. So there's a lot of great things about getting an extra job part-time to improve your current situation. So yeah, whenever you're going out for a job, you got to think about, okay, what is #1 priority? You know, how could this money-wise help you? Then you also got to think about the future. So yeah, you need a job now. Yeah, you need to pay the bills now. But where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? That's really important with picking out a job. For me, the job that I'm currently in, my 9-to-5 job, is an insurance job, and that's something that I stumbled into. I got an internship while I went to the University of Pittsburgh at the one company that I'm at now, and they ended up offering me a full-time job right out of college. So that worked out that I ended up getting a job right away. You know, it pays me pretty well. They've been pretty good to me, so, you know, it's not like a bad thing that I stumbled in, but all of the years that I put into this, I've gotten job experience, but I haven't been building towards what my goal is. You know, lately, there's been a lot of changes in my life, a lot of good changes in my life, and I'm just thinking about, where do I see myself in 5 years and 10 years? And honestly, imagining myself in 5 or 10 years working in insurance just gives me a big headache. Like, I don't see that. I don't want that. So whenever you can trying to get a full-time job, try to take that into consideration. Like, is this going to help me get to the end goal? Now, sometimes you don't have that option. Sometimes it's not like you have a smorgasbord to pick from and everybody wants you and you're just going to pick your favorite. Sometimes there's only one job that's going to work for you. You have, you interviewed a couple places, but you only get one offer, so you have to go with that offer, or maybe you don't have enough educational background for a particular job, so you know you don't have as many options. So in that case, obviously, you know, #1, you got to be able to afford to live, because if you can't live, then how can you eventually end up getting to where you want to be? So you first got to feed yourself, got to, you know, have somewhere to stay. But if you can, try to find a job that, you know, will help build towards your future. And then for me, what I'm doing is, okay, I have this 9-to-5 job, it's paying the bills, it pays pretty well, but to get a job that I would be interested in doing to make around at least what I'm making now, it's not going to happen because I don't have the experience. Now, what I'm trying to do is get into the fashion industry. So Beauty Addict Next Door is my beauty channel, which really focuses on makeup, but I'm honestly leaning more towards fashion. I feel like there's going to be a lot more options out there for me in the fashion world than in the cosmetic world, just because there's so many freaking companies that test on animals. So when it comes to fashion, I'll shop anywhere. I'll just get the vegan version of it. But, you know, I would love to, if I had to pick makeup companies to work for, though, I would love to work for ColourPop. And if I had the opportunity to work high up in, like, a fashion job, I would love Forever 21. I just want to... Anyway, I'm getting off point. I'm going off on a tangent. But pretty much what I'm saying is, okay, I want to be in the fashion industry long term. So how can I better myself now to get to what I want to in the future? So yes, I can't get a $50,000 per year job in the fashion industry, but I could get a part-time job working at, you know, Forever 21, for instance, so that I could, you know, start. A lot of what happens is people start out at the very bottom level in the company, and then they just work their way up. And that would be a good example. So where I apply to Forever 21 as a sales associate. So first level job, bottom level, but you get your foot in the door and then you get experience. So if I do get the job, which I will let you guys know if I got it or not, I will, this is going to be really awkward if I didn't get the job. But anyway, so pretty much what I would be doing is learning all the different parts of the store, learning how to do the cash register, you know, keeping up. What's a lot great about Forever 21 is I'd be able to keep up with the trends, which would help me with my beauty channel, which would help keep me in the fashion industry. It'll keep me on top of it because I have to keep up with the trends for the job, which means I will automatically be keeping up the trends in my personal life. So it's a great way to get that retail experience, to be able to put that on your resume, to keep up with the trends, also to get a discount on clothes. That is great too. And I think, you know, having that on your resume is going to help you get higher and higher up in the company. And, you know, a lot of companies, they like to hire from within. It seems to be a popular trend, at least with the companies that I have interacted with. So if you do a really good job at that low-level job, then maybe you'll get a managerial position. Maybe you move up. You get more education, you know, like in marketing. Like I'm considering doing fashion marketing or beauty marketing, merchandising, and stuff like that. What you could do is, you know, find something within that company that you already work for that is more geared towards what you want to do. So just keep working from the ground up. So for me, okay, I want to be in the fashion industry, so I got to start somewhere. Let me find a part-time job where I can get that retail experience. So you guys can do a similar thing. If there's a certain area that you want to do, try to find a way to do it part-time. And I think in the beauty industry, that's pretty easy. Even if you wanted to work in makeup, you could work for Ulta just to get some experience. Or if there's a particular store of a favorite brand that you like, you can go work at that store and then get some experience in that. Especially if you want to become a makeup artist, maybe you can't afford to go to makeup school. Maybe you can learn stuff from your experience at working at Ulta, and hopefully maybe even work your way up in the company to where you could be doing makeup for other people. So it just really just depends on, you know, what you want to do. Some ways I think it's easier, the beauty industry, I think it's easier to find like a part-time job. I think for some other jobs, it might be harder to find something part-time. It really just depends though. So really think about your future and what you want, and really try to build your resume up so that way you can keep moving forward. Each year passes, you know, every day that passes, you gain another day of experience. So experience is key, and any experience that you can get to put on your resume is very important. So if you want to be in the fashion industry and you're trying to make some money on the side, like for me, I want to be in the fashion industry, so I applied to Forever 21. But if I want to be in the fashion industry and I apply to work at a grocery store, that's something that's great. I'm making some extra money, but that's not really directly related to what I want to do. That's really not going to build up my resume too much. I'm not going to, you know, try to apply to a $50,000 fashion job and say that my experience is working in a grocery store. That doesn't go coincide. Now, if you're trying to get a low-level job, working at a grocery store is great if you're a cashier, because then you show you have cashier skills. But if you're you need to have retail experience to apply for a higher-end fashion job. And when I say retail, I mean fashion retail. Okay, I blabbed enough, but you get what I'm saying, right? So that, to me, that's just what's on my mind. But there's other future goals that you can use that extra money to save up for. Maybe you plan to have children, or you already have children, so you want to save up for their college funds. Maybe you live in an apartment and one day you want to own your own home, build your own home, so you can save up for those large expenses using that extra money. Or you can use that extra money to pay for the things that you were barely scraping by to pay for, so you can go to the movies with a friend, so you can go take this girl out to dinner. Whatever the case may be, it's nice to have some little extra money. So the next item really kind of ties in with what I was talking about before, but I would try to find something, well, a place that you can work at that you're passionate about. Sometimes it's harder more than others, but I am passionate about beauty and fashion and that whole industry. And, you know, so for me to be motivated to have an extra job, to work those additional hours in the week, you know, I would prefer and would like to have something that I'm actually passionate about. Because if I'm passionate about it, I'm going to work 10 times harder. Just in my opinion, that's just how I am. Like, I'm going to work hard no matter what the job is. But for me, I know, like, it won't be as stressful to me. You know, sometimes working hard for something that you don't even want or don't even like, that's hard. That's more stressful. But if you're passionate about it, that stress and that extra work that you have to put into is better for you. It's less anxiety. It's like, oh my gosh, I am building my resume up. I'm doing something that I'm actually like doing. Yeah, I have to put more hours into it, but you know what? I'm loving it. It's kind of like YouTube. A lot of people who like to do YouTube, that's extra time out of their day that they're taking to keep up with their channel, but it's something that they like to do. So it taking up their time and then putting all the work behind it is really not that bad. It can get stressful sometimes. It can. but you really like to do it, so it's worth it, and you continue to do it because you love it. Because if you didn't love it, you could just quit and just be done with YouTube. But as you see, a lot of YouTubers, they stick around and keep coming back. They're still working a 9-to-5 job and doing YouTube videos, and they're doing it because they love it, so the extra work is definitely worth it. So I think passion is really helpful, and people will see that. You know, I applied to Forever 21, and I was super bubbly and enthusiastic at my interview, and, you know, I know if, like, people walked in, they needed help with something, or they're like, hey, I'm going to this event, what do you think I should wear? I'd be so excited to go find them something to wear. I think that'd be so fun. To other people, if they're not into the fashion industry, they don't see a future in fashion, they don't really care about the way that they look, and, you know, they're just trying to make some extra money. When someone comes in and is like, can you help me pick an outfit, they're going to be like, deer in the headlights. They're going to be like, I don't know, here's this, and then you're not going to be helping the customer out as much either. So, you know, to have someone who's passionate about it, you're going to have someone who's really going to help your customers out. And it's going to make you happier to be able to do something that you like. So passion is very important. So if you're not passionate about what you're doing, find a way to, you know, do an extra part-time job that you are passionate about, and maybe hopefully one day make that full-time. Or if you can make it full-time now, do that. Or if you could go get the education, do that. Like, whatever you need to do, I definitely think it is, you know, really important that you do something that you're passionate about. And the last thing to consider whenever you are looking for the right job is, are you going to be happy? There was this one job that I applied for, and when I got to the interview, it was, I can't remember what the place was, but pretty much it was like a place that housed military documents, like very high level. Like, you had to go through security, and, you know, all of the windows were covered. Even the window to the conference room was covered, and you weren't allowed to have cell phones in the office. You had to have like a special locker that you would keep your cell phones at. There was no sunshine. All of the walls were gray. It just felt like, to me, like a prison. And I'm there, like, trying to interview for this job, and I'm like, I don't even want this job. And I told my dad, I'm like, Dad, if this is, like, what is offered to me, like, I don't want to work there. They could pay me $100 grand. I will be so unhappy. I don't want that job. I'd rather be a barista at Starbucks, or, you know, making 30, like way less than obviously $100,000 a year. I'd be a lot happier doing something like that than being that type of environment. So if now, obviously, sometimes you don't have that choice. You got to do what you got to do. But if you're in a situation where you can have a little bit more freedom to pick what you want, and you can find something that you can afford to live on, then that's great. Or right now, or if you have to go with a job that you don't like, but you can work towards getting a job that you like now, think about that. Think about what's going to make you happy. You got to think about environment. You got to think about the pay. You got to think about the subject. You got to think about the people. So it's just really important to, you know, do something that's going to make you happy. And in order to find this type of information, you can look up the company online. You can look up reviews on the company, reviews of people who worked there. You could YouTube to see if there's anything on, like Forever 21, you're going to find stuff on YouTube about it. If it's some random company, you're not going to find something on YouTube, but you can try to find some reviews somewhere by Googling, and you may be able to find stuff on the company if you can. Pictures of the location of the company to see maybe if you can see what it looks like inside, what it looks like outside, just to get an idea. And obviously when you go in for the interview, you can get a better feel of what that company's like, what they're about, the environment. You can ask those questions when they're there. When you're there with them. So it's just really, really important to do something that's going to make you happy. You gotta do what you gotta do, but in the long run, try to find something that will make you really, really happy. And like I said before, I think that a lot of times stems from your passion. Alright, so pretty much I just gave you guys all the tips on how to pick out the right job for you. If you guys have any suggestions on how to pick out the right job, let me know down in the comments. I tried to pick some general things that were really sticking out to me that I was thinking about when I was trying to pick out a part-time job, and then also try to relate it to other people as well. But if you guys have any suggestions, let me know down in the comments. Now, if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please make sure to hit the subscribe button below. Like this video if you've liked it, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye! Hey beauties, it's Alex. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about me and my... Hi buddy. You were so distracted. Today's video is about my journey to going on a vegan diet. So if you guys follow me on Snapchat, you guys already know that I have gone on a vegan diet, and I went on a vegan diet on November 7th.